Hello again and welcome to Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on, you already know what day it is. It's my favorite day is Friday. Yes, we made it to the weekend. I hope you guys rocked out whatever goals, hopes, plans, dreams you had for this weekend or this week. Made it happen, are ready for the weekend, ready for that resting, recovery, and that time away from the day-to-day monotony of regular life. Another scorcher day we have out there today. This is actually a little heat wave that we have going through here. I hope you guys are doing awesome through it, and everybody is staying safe and being awesome. A couple quick updates before we get started here. Convention tickets for doTERRA are officially on sale. It's the yearly event. If you have any interest in essential oils, alternative wellness, holistic wellness, alternative medicine, whatever, any sort of thing like that, this is definitely an event that you do not want to miss. It's a week-long event, information, education, people coming together, success stories, what's working for other people, new product launches, exclusive product launches. There's so much going on over there, and I'm super excited for it. It's going to be online as well as in person. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Next, if you at all are dealing with any sort of struggles in your life, transitioning in your career, especially nowadays, right? We're going through a whole lot of stuff, and you are looking to reach out to help or for help from somebody, definitely consider booking a free consultation with a certified life coach like myself. And I would definitely love to help you work through whatever trials, tribulations, issues you have going on in your life and work towards achieving the dream life that you have always wanted. All right, let's do this. Let's get right into today's topic. Today's actually a really cool one because it's really fitting for today. We're talking about how to have a productive weekend. Tips on how to have a more productive weekend than you normally would have. The weekend we talked about right off the hop is a time for rest and relaxation, and it can be a real easy time to let everything go by the wayside and just really catch up on you time. And where that's not necessarily a bad thing, there is certain things that you have to get done because there's already so much going on in our lives on a day-to-day basis, and to just add more to it, right? A lot of times it just takes the overwhelm to a next level, and we can't always cope with the extra-ness, I guess if you will, that we have going on. So that's why we have to be productive on the weekend. There's a few things that we need to get done. We got to make sure we get them done so that come the week, we're a little bit less stressed, a little bit more prepared, a little bit less overwhelmed going on in our day, and we can tackle a few of those to-do list things that always seem to be creeping up. So with that, I want to give you some tips on how to have a more productive weekend. These are tips that help me, and I wanted to share them with you. Hopefully they help you too. Hopefully get some value out of this. And who knows, maybe use one or two of these in your own life and then start rocking out the weekend into productivity mode. All right, before we get started, water, make sure you're drinking it. Like I said, there's a heat wave going on. We want to make sure we're staying hydrated. All right, so the number one thing we can do to have a more productive weekend, we talked about this on the last broadcast, was start journaling. Get us a journal. Start writing stuff down. Dear diary, today I had a rough day because. Today I had an awesome day because. I would like to finish this thing because, right? I would like to go on this adventure because. And this is all easy ways that we can do. We can start writing in our journal. One of the things that really holds a lot of people back, myself included, is a lot of times we just think that we don't have anything to say. What could we possibly write down in a journal, right? It's nothing. I don't really have much to say, but that's where I wanted to just show you how easy it is to start, right? This is all you need to start, and then you just keep going. And I promise you, once you start writing, So much stuff comes to your head that normally when I stop, my hand starts cramping up and I have to stop because I physically can't write anymore because my hand just won't let me. So that's really when I stop, and that's what I mean. That's what I mean in the sense that once you start, ideas start flowing to you and you just keep writing and you just keep going. Not only that, but I like journaling in the sense of, having like a conversation, sometimes having an argument with myself and just going back and forth, right? And then start talking about, different things that I want to accomplish in my life. And then, having some pushback. I like to play devil's advocate with myself. I can have an argument with anybody, and myself included. So that's really the easiest way that I find is to start journaling, is to just write down what you're thinking, right? How your day was, what you're planning on, what you want to get accomplished tomorrow. If you were able to, that's a really cool thing to do in your journal too, is if you had the time, energy, effort, money, right? All of this stuff that are reasons why we can't accomplish things. If all of this fell into line and we actually had all of that, what would you want to do? What would be your quote unquote perfect day, right? So that's where I love, journal, just get things out of your mind, get things out of your head, right? We live so very busy on the go lifestyles that stuff can get really piled up in our head, and it can lead to a lot of overwhelm. And that's why we need to get it out of our head, get it down on paper, and just see what's going on in your head on paper. And then normally what you realize is you're just blowing things way out of proportion, because that's what your mind has a tendency to do. Number 2, hone a specific skill set. This one is more prevalent now than at any other time in history. One thing we have learned with the situation that we're in right now, or we've been in for the last couple of years, is that job security is a real thing of the past. And what most companies have realized now is that they're able to, if not hit demand, exceed demand with less staff, right? And less infrastructure and less everything, on their books, less paying out money. They're still able to make just as much, if not more money. And companies have realized that now. So therefore, they don't really need, or they don't have any more need to have an overloaded workforce. My company, I work at Ford, and they actually just put out a thing in the paper there that they're going to be cutting 8,000 jobs, and I can only imagine what that means is that's 16,000 people, right? So that's if you're doing 2 shifts, we had 2 shifts, right? So 16,000 people, one person per job, or 2 people per job, one on each shift. And so that's what I mean, right? There's just like that. Companies can decide, yeah, we're laying off, Netflix laid off 270,000 people. Amazon's laying off people. All these big companies are laying off people left, right, and center. And, people are having a tough time finding a decent paying job. Yeah, there's lots of jobs out there now, but, for me personally, I couldn't even imagine trying to live off of minimum wage. And the people that do that are the real heroes of society, because that's nuts right now, especially in today's economy, right? When we can't, groceries, gas, rent, everything is just through the roof, and the wages are, they're going up, but they're not unless they really have to, right? So that's the real problem in society right now. So what we have to do to fight back against that is to hone our specific skills. It was presented to me that you are paid by the marketplace, right? Any sort of company, if you sell goods, right, by the marketplace based off of the value that you provide. So the more value you can provide to the marketplace, the more the marketplace is going to pay you, simply because you're more valuable. That's just the way it works. So what we need to do is we need to, we don't need to spend hours on end learning and honing new skills. Like I said, we could just do it on the weekend, right? Take a couple hours out of our weekend, learn a new skill. I can tell you, if you wanted to right away, learning sales is is a huge one that will help you in any aspect of life, because basically everything in life is sales, regardless of what we're doing. Another one could be any sort of trade, right? Welding, electricians nowadays, plumbers, all of these things, they pay really well, but they're, dirty, grungy jobs, and they're not for everyone. But that's something that you could do right there. Hone a skilled trade. That's, forever people are going to need plumbers and electricians, right? Welders. And these are just a couple things, right? Public speaking, I can promise you, is one of the most highest paying jobs, careers that you can have. So, these are all skills that you can learn on your spare time, in your spare time, and hone on the weekend, so that therefore when you're ready, the marketplace won't even be able to value you. That's how high your skills are. Number 3, start a side project, right? So we just honed our skills, we honed our sales skills, and now we're ready and willing and able to start something on the side, right? Start a side hustle. And this is why I say side project, right? You can start things nowadays. Oh my goodness. This is my favorite thing about being alive right now, is that, the internet has really made it super easy for everybody, anybody and everybody to have an impact and to have a voice and to be able to do whatever you want, right? And if you wanted to start a business nowadays, right? And this is what I love more than anything about the online space. If you wanted to say start a pizza shop, right? You have to open up the shop, and then you need the ovens, and you need the chairs and the tables and all the ingredients, right? And you need all that, or else you can't have your pizza place. And then you need to go out and pay for advertising, you need to pay for marketing, and then you hope that people will love your pizza so much that they keep coming back, right? That's a lot of investment. In the online space, you can start something now for literally no money. You can go onto WordPress.com, sign up for a free website, have a free website, and start selling things online for nothing, right? You don't need to spend thousands of dollars in inventory costs and all that stuff. And you don't even need to spend money on advertising. And even if you wanted to, I know that you could run a Facebook ad for as little as $5 a day, $10 a day, and that's nothing, right? When you wanted to advertise before, actually, I think it's 10 seconds. But it might be 30 seconds. That little chunk in the Super Bowl is $1 million, right? And people pay for it. People pay $1 million to have a 10-second commercial in the Super Bowl, simply because they know that it'll make so much benefit or so much impact in the exposure of their business that people will want to come to it. The benefit of the online space, right? You can do a lot of marketing for not $1 million for a 10-second space in the Super Bowl. Even if you could do that if you wanted to, definitely that would help you. But that's my point, right? You can start something on the side that doesn't even interfere with anything that you're doing, that you can do for, an hour a day, maybe, not even half an hour a day, an hour every other day. It doesn't even have to be a huge commitment, and you can start building something on the side that will be able to provide for you, maybe not, a whole extra income, but a couple extra $100 every month. That will go so far. Think about realistically. We have a Ford Fiesta, and this thing is a little dinky, mobile. And it costs us almost $100 for gas just to fill the tank. That's nuts nowadays, right? So for us, right, a couple $100 is our gas tank or our gas bill paid for, right? So that's where we like to, that's where it gets me excited, right? You get a couple $100 and that stuff's paid for, right? That's huge right there. Number 4, I did put this in here because at the end of it, right, we do need to have some rest / some you time I put in here, right? So we do need to, consider sleeping in. The National Society for People That Decide That What is Healthy for You has said that 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night is, that's what you need to be aiming for in order to live a healthy, happy life. And let's get real here. Not every day are we able to aim for the 7 to 9 hours. For me, I'll just give you an example of of just a day in my life, right? So I work for 10 hours a day, right? And then if we are getting there, say a half an hour, I get there an hour early, right? So for me, I actually get there an hour early, and then it takes us roughly a half an hour to get home, traffic and all such. So that's an hour and a half more. So that's an 11 and a half hour day. Now, if we're sleeping for 7 hours, right? That's 18 and a half hours of the day out of 24 hours, right? So if we are sleeping for 18, 19 hours out of the, if we are sleeping and working for 18, 19 hours out of the day, and there's 24 hours in a day, that leaves me, 5, 6, 7 hours maybe in the whole day to get everything else that I need to do done, right? So that's where I understand if sleep takes a little bit of a backseat to regular everyday monotony of life, because there's so much things that we have to do, right? We're really busy on the go people, right? We don't always have time, and there's two things that really take a backseat when that happens is nutrition and sleep. And I mean those are the two easiest things that we can cross off our list. So come the weekend, we want to kind of do what we can to help ourselves a little bit. Maybe sleep in a little extra. Maybe do a spa day, right? Go for a walk, get out in nature. Maybe get yourself a massage, right? Have some you time, some reflection time, right? Maybe, reflect on what you've been through, what you're going through, how you're going to change it, what you're doing to change it. Because I can promise you that as much as we're, very busy on the go people, we, have a lot of stuff going on in our lives. It's very easy for us to be negative and to think that we're not doing enough. But I promise you, there's so many things that we're doing in our life that is positive and that is beneficial for us, that if we just look for it, we can find it, right? And the fact that, we get up every day despite what's going on in our life, and we get at it and we go and we do it in spite of everything that's going on, that's a win right there, right? And that's more positive than anything. And that's where, you really need to be your own cheerleader as much as you are, your own negative Nelly and degrading yourself at every turn that you can. You really need to be your own cheerleader and understand that you're an awesome person. You're doing the best you can, and you rock out every second of every day. That leads me to my last tip, is to consider life coaching, right? To consider asking for help when stuff gets hard. Life is hard, right? And if we could do it by ourselves, we probably would do it. And asking for help does not by any stretch of the imagination make you a bad person or a failure, or, that you shouldn't be, you don't deserve to live or something like that. I can promise you that is not the way that it is. Asking for help in my eyes is one of the most toughest things that you can do in your life. It makes you one of the strongest people that you can ever know, because you admit that things are hard and you can't do it on your own. And sometimes you need a little extra outside incentive, or somebody, kind of looking over your shoulder to help you with that. And that's where I come in, right? I'm a certified life coach. So if this is if life is getting a little bit hard for you, if stuff is getting a little bit overwhelming, you're not transitioning as well as you think you should be, definitely reach out to me, book a free consultation. We'll get you rocking and rolling, figure out what you actually want to do with your life and how to get you on a path to get there. That's all I got for you for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I had a lot of fun making it. I know I had a really itchy head all day. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils, how to get your hands on some of the cool stuff that I'm talking about, booking a free consultation with a certified life coach, definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and an even better weekend. Yes, and I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.